Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Bald Explorer Live. I'm Richard Vobes. I'm your host for the next 30 minutes or so from a house in Worthing at the foot of the South Downs at the edge of the English Channel. Yes, I'm here. Bit of a long start there with the intro. I'm sorry about that because the music and what have you. A different bit of music this morning. This morning? What am I talking about? This morning? Sorry, I'm on different time. I just wanted to make sure that we were going out because yesterday I had this full start with the lovely Julia, and there we were doing our entrance and our opening speech and our rehearsed dialogue, and of course none of it was actually going out because I'd forgotten to press the button. And this time there was just that moment where I was going, is it actually going out again? There's always I've been doing this for a while now. You would think that I know what I'm doing, but clearly I don't. Anyway, welcome along. It is Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night, the 16th of March 2018. And there you are. You've all got in from work. You've all had something to eat, or you're about to have something to eat, or you wish you haven't had as much to eat as you've just eaten. And you're sitting there going, what's the old Vobes up to this evening? Let's put him on, shall we? See what he's up to. Well, here am I. Unfortunately, I'm on my Todd. No guests today, so you're going to have to put up with me. However, I'm only here really to fill the gaps when all the lovely, luscious young ladies like Georgie and, well, Georgie hasn't actually been on the show, but she will be on the show. Julia, of course, and Harriet and all the other luscious young ladies who have yet to be on the show. I'm just here as a sort of gap filler. That's what I'm here to do. So, welcome along. Let's see if there's anybody actually out there and paying any kind of attention. So, Ed Yvette has arrived. Hello, Ed. Lovely to see you. Cynthia has arrived. All the little emojis are flying across the screen, which is fantastic. Russell McDonald Bell. Ding dong. He has signed in, which is very good. Jennifer Stewart is here. Elaine Brazier. Big thumbs up. That's nice to see. And Claire is saying, cheers. Cheers. No doubt, Claire, you've got another glass of wine and all ready to go, which is marvellous. That's how it should be, and everybody can relax because it's Friday. But there may be some people, of course, who actually work at the weekends, and thank goodness that they do, because otherwise everything would fall to bits. We would want to go to the shops, or we want to get our cars mended. We'll talk about that a bit later. Or we'll want to do this and that. We need some people to go to work, don't we? Weekends are not what they used to be. You know, in the old days when everything came to a grounding halt and you had one shop in the village and you'd go rummaging down to it and knock on the door. Are you going to open up, Barry? Are you opening up? Who is it? It's me, it's Richard. Oh, no, I'm not opening up today. I just can't be bothered to get out of bed. What did you want? I just wanted a pork pie. A pork pie? If you don't mind. Wait a minute. Rummage. There's a pork pie. Oh, thanks. Now it's all covered in muck. It's rolled into a puddle. Sorry, you've just tuned into Up North with Vobes. I beg your pardon. Anyway, so, so we do need people to be out, but it's nice that it's Friday, and here we all are, having a lovely time, which is superb. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must show you this, because, as you know, in the week, I go out Vobe exploring, don't I? And look! I've been turned into a cartoon. I have been turned into a cartoon. There he is, the Bald Explorer, complete with microphone and gimbal and the little GoPro camera on there. This is the quality work, ladies and gentlemen, the quality work of Gary Vaux. I always think of Gary Vaux because when he first came onto the show and he was emailing in, when I was doing the old Vogue show, he used to email in and say, I would call him Gary Vo because I didn't quite know how to pronounce it. And he said, it's Vaux, rhymes with forks. And Gary, I have never forgotten that. So I will never get your name wrong. So there we are, Gary Vaux. Vaux. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's so good. If anybody wants some work, I would check him out. Gary is in the group. Check him out. If you need some work doing, you know, a bit of denture work or, a little boob implant. He doesn't do any of that. But what he can do is draw like nobody's business. I had a go at drawing and I was absolute rubbish at it. Whereas Gary Vaux, I have to say, there we are. Look, quality. And he does a lot of illustration work. He does a lot of children's stories and a lot of corporate stuff and and all sorts of stuff. Any work gladly undertaken. But if you've got a hamster, he's particularly fond of hamsters. Go and check his profile page on Facebook, and you'll see the hamsters munching away and doing all sorts of things. He has an assortment of characters. Very nice bloke is Gary, and he's every now and again I get a lovely email from him giving me moral support and loads of advice. And you know what? I usually never take it, but I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, like I appreciate everything. So there we go. I wonder if Gary's actually out there. Is Gary out there? Oh, there he is. There he is. Got to give him a plug. I mean, after all, it's only fair. Hello to Dawn. Hello to Marc. Hello to Andy. Hello to Roy. Hello to Jürgen. Hello to Ed. Got to keep leaving and coming back. Oh, because the sink. Something to do with your sink. What's the matter with your sink, Ed? Is it flooding in Florida? Is your sink flooding in Florida, or is it that I'm talking like that down the internet? Is the internet causing us a little bit of trouble? I do apologise for that. Let's get rid of that with a bit of the old Vobes music. Yes, I found an old album that I used to play in the old Vogue show. Lovely stuff. I mean, it's all sort of old-fashioned kitsch, isn't it? It's kitsch, straight out the kitchen that Ed has got trouble flooding with his kitchen sink. But there we go, whatever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a bit of a moan to do today. I've got a Friday moan. Maybe that will be a whole new thing, a Friday moan. It's a Friday moan. Yes, the Vobes is on the phone with the Friday moan. Hello? What is your moan today? I had a lovely day today, ladies and gentlemen. Had an absolutely exquisite day with the very lovely Julia. And we went galloping off up north. We entered a different county. As you know, the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi is based here down in Sussex. Good old Sussex, West Sussex as it happens to be. And I'm down here, down by the coast, and most of the walks are sort of around here. Or if I go up north, of course, it depends how north you are or how south from north you are. If you're up in Alex's land, up in Lancashire, then that's not north. But if I go up to Shropshire, which to me is north, then obviously it's a different county. However, Julia and I put on our hard hats and our armour plating, and off we went into Surrey. I'm sorry? Yes, Surrey. We went into Surrey because we were looking for the Crowhurst Yew. A tree, an ancient tree, made famous not so long ago with Judi Dench looking inside the tree in a programme that she made with the BBC, I suppose it was, and looking at cannonballs inside the tree. Well, we went to do exactly the same. Unfortunately, we didn't find a cannonball or indeed a Cannonburg cheese. We found none of that sort of stuff. We had a lovely day. I'll tell you about that a bit later. But on the way back, I dropped off Julia, dropped her off, and she was, bye, look after. And I came home. Now, where I live, ladies and gentlemen, where I live, there is an alleyway at the back of the house, and you can park your car. We've all got cars, and we can park our cars out the back of our house, which is fine. But, nothing wrong with that. But there was a lady walking up this alley, quite a large, rotund lady, and she saw me, so she moved out the way, which was very kind of her, and I was reversing up, as you do, like this. Anyway, I was aware that she was there. I was aware that she was on that side of me, and I thought, I'd better be careful. And I edged over a little to the right, because I didn't want to, didn't want to knock her over. I mean, because she was quite a large, rotund lady, as I mentioned. And unfortunately, there was this almighty crash. I thought, oh my God, what's happened? Have I knocked over a little child? Have I squished a lesser spotted frog? What have I done irreparable damage to? Yeah, only my own car, ladies and gentlemen. Only my own poor little Peugeot 207. My poor little Peugeot, knackered as it is. I ripped off the wing mirror on a wall. It's quite narrow, you see, I'm driving up. I've only got one eye. So anyway, I got into my parking space. I got out and had a look, and I went, and the whole thing had come right off, dangling there, and it was in a sorrowful state. And I thought, maybe I can use our friend gaffer tape. Gaffer tape normally solves every conceivable problem, but this was in such a bad that bits of it had flung off and snapped and shattered, and it was in a right old state. And I thought, right, there's only one thing to do. So I got back in the car and I hot-foot it down the road to my local garage who looks after my car. They're very nice, Swift Motors. If you're in Worthing, nearly said Horsham then. If you're in Worthing and you need a reliable service that is not a bad price, and they're nice people and they're genuine people, go to Swift Motors. I'll give them a plug because they're ever so nice, never so friendly. However, even the very friendly and most respectable people at Swifts said, oh, golly, that's a bit grim. Anyway, immediately I arrived. Boyd, who works there, was boom, straight on the phone, straight on the computer, looking up the parts. He says, don't panic, I'll see what I can do. Anyway, the first thing that he said, if you have a genuine part, you need to have the whole thing replaced. The genuine part's going to cost you £200. Plus fitting with manpower. He says, you know, we'll do it as quick as we can, but obviously we've got to charge. And I said, oh crikey, £200. You know, 1 minute I was okay, and then poof, 200 quid down. So he said, but don't panic. I'm going to have a look around because we may be able to find something a bit cheaper. So I said, all right, okay, you have a look round. Meanwhile, I was thinking, I've got to go up to Harriet Land, see the old Harriet. We're going to take the studio. We're going to do another show up there. So anyway, he came back and he said, yeah, we've got another part. It will be 150, probably 150. I thought, well, I've saved 50 quid. Any chance you could have a look around again? No, that's the only one. And the only problem is it'll come... it's not going to be painted. It comes in primer, so you'd have to get a little pot of paint and paint it yourself. I said, well, that's fine. I don't care painting it. I don't care if it's a bit of a silly thing. I mean, I'd tape the thing together as long as I can get from A to B. I don't care. 150 quid though. 150 quid, ladies and gentlemen. 150 quid one can ill afford. You know, 1 minute you're all right, the next minute, woof, there you go. Anyway, so he said, but the only thing is we can't get the part till Monday. So we probably, you know, we'll try and fit it Monday, depending on when it comes. So Monday, Tuesday. It's like, you know, we should have it Monday. And I thought, crikey. Now, I was going to go up, as I say, to Shrewsbury to see Harriet. But also, there's a chap flying in from America, not specially to see me. He's coming in to Edinburgh to trace some of his family around and that sort of thing. And then he was going to come down to London, and he's going via Shrewsbury because he wants to see some bits of Shrewsbury. And we were going to meet up for a cup of coffee and a chat because I was going to be up there. Anyway, I said to Harriet, I said, look, the trouble is I have got to use my car for the rest of the week, and they can only sort of fit me in on the Monday, and that's really the only sensible day that we can do this. So, and now the weekend, so I would have to come back early, because it means I wouldn't see him on Tuesday, and the weekend is going to be crap weather. It's going to be snowy and cold and nasty and miserable. So I said, look, you know, I don't like this. It was my my right-hand side wing mirror, and I use that because I've only got one eye, ladies and gentlemen. I've got one eye. You see, when I drive, I keep one eye on the road. Well, that's all I've got, you see. So I look in the mirror, and I use this mirror to see when people are coming over here, because I have to do that. I know it's not much of an effort, but I have to do that to look at the other one. It's not so easy just to flick because I don't have any peripheral vision in this eye. You see, if somebody comes in here with a gun, I wouldn't see it. Actually, I can't even see my own hand there. That doesn't mean I'm dangerous or not allowed to drive. I'm perfectly allowed to drive. Thank you very much. I've all checked that out with the DLVC and all those people back there in Swansea. Very nice people they are. Boyo, thank you. But I just have to be a bit careful when I drive, so I'm a bit cautious. And if the weather is grim and it's nasty, and I don't like driving in adverse conditions anyway, and if I haven't got this mirror, I don't like it. And I did say to Boyd, I said, what do you think? Do you think if a police car saw that, would they pull me over? He said, well, you know, who knows? So in the end, what I'm getting to is I've cancelled my trip up north. I've cancelled going up to see Harriet, and I've told this chap I won't be there, I'm afraid, because I must have the car fixed. Because I've got to have it fixed, and have it fixed so that I've got it for the rest of the week, because I've got some other videos to go and do, and hopefully the weather is going to improve by Wednesday. So I've got to make use of the sunshine. There's loads and loads of exciting places to go and film, and because the weekend is just so crappy, that's the situation. So we won't be bringing you the show. This is why they've said all this, is I won't be bringing you the show from thanks Russ, I see the scooter. Yeah, thank you very much. Won't be bringing you the show from Shrewsbury. Steve says, when I was 18 I kindly crashed my parents' car the day before they were going on holiday to Snowdon. How kind, Chris. How very Steve, how very kind. Mark says, sorry, accidents happen, mate. They do. I know. You've got to grin and bear it. It's just that Harriet was particularly upset. But, of course, I'll see her another time. Ed says, I'm still alive after you're driving, so it can't be that bad. Well, you did come out and you were like this, and we did have to have several cups of coffee, Ed, if you remember. You were very kind with it and generous with the cups of coffee, which I do appreciate, and it was very nice. But... anyway, so there we go. Andy Ash says boo. But don't panic, I will be going up there again, except that you see Harriet's going off on holiday on Thursday. She's flying off to the, not the Swiss Alps, the French Alps, the other side of the Alps, somewhere in, I can't remember, she did tell me, it's some Marybelle. Marybelle. She's off to Marybelle, wherever that is, I don't know where it is, but she's off to Marybelle doing... some skiing. Yeah, she's always flying around the world. I mean, she's not working at the moment. I don't understand. Well, she's got lots of nice friends with lots of money, you see, and they said, "Whoa, Harriet, dear, we haven't seen you for a long time. Why don't you come out to Marybelle? We're doing the skiing. Come and do some après ski." So she said, "Yeah, of course." So Mum's looking after Lola for a week, and then she's going off skiing. She's only just back from Dubai, I'll have you know. Yeah, and another friend. Oh, Harriet, you must come to Dubai. It's so nice there, so warm, so lovely. And of course she said, all right then. And I don't blame her, because after all, if I'm around, I lower the tone, and she's going, oh, Richard, please, you're lowering the tone. So, whatever. So it's nice that she's going away, and I'll go and get the car fixed. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. I just thought I'd bring you up to speed with everything that was happening in the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi world. So, no shows over the weekend, but the Monday show will be coming from here. But as planned, later on in the year, ladies and gentlemen, we're still investigating the data stream and the dongle situation, but the aim is to take the show out. So of some evenings, as we get lighter and warmer, the Vobes will be sitting perhaps beside a cricket match, beside a Lido swimming pool somewhere, from an old windmill, or somewhere interesting and exotic with more people and more guests and all that. That's what I'm aiming to get out this weekend. But we've got a whole load of other stuff, ladies and gentlemen, a whole load of other stuff to explore. But before all that, where have I been today with the lovely Julia, I hear you ask? Where have you been today with the lovely Julia? Right on cue. How very, very smooth this show is. Yes, so we went out to the Crowhurst Yew. Now, the Crowhurst Yew is a yew tree. No, it's not mucking about. No, it really is. It is a yew tree, and it's phenomenal. In fact, I've got some footage. From our video. It's probably best if I show you that, really, because then you'll get a vague idea of what we're talking about. So have a look at this. Look at that, Julian. Wow, this is a monster. We saw some monsters at Kingley Vale when we were there, but this beats the ticket, doesn't it?
Is there a door? There's supposed to be a door on it somewhere.
You can see it's braced up a bit here.
The door.
Oh, found the door.
The door's a little obsolete now, where it's decayed around the edges, but
oh wow!
The door. And apparently there used to be a little bench ringing around the inside, and then there would also a little table in the middle, and they approximated about 16, between 12 and 16, I think it was. It said
what? 16 people
to sit in there,
inside and have a meal inside.
No, it was for the meetings, like council meetings and
right.
stuff, or something like that.
Oh, inside the yew tree.
Yeah.
How amazing! So, are we able to open the door and go in? Do you think?
I don't think we can open that door. I think it's very much.
It's got wedged in now, hasn't it?
The tree is kind of built up around it there. But we can get in this way.
I'll follow you. See what I did there? Oh my. We are allowed to go in, which is superb, and open up the second door. Going through some curtains. And in we go. It's very dark, but the heating is on. The beautiful church on the inside. It is very dark for photography. We'll just take a very reverend walk up to the altar. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. What about that? Incredible! Look at the girth. I saw you say. Yes. Oh no, it's large, isn't it? It's large. Not sure about that. I just noticed that Harriet popped in when I was probably just giving off all the thing about her lovely friend. So I should get a slap now. I should get a slap the next time I see her. Richard! Ow! Sorry, Harriet. Of course, it's little Lola that's going to be disappointed. She's not able to wag her tail all weekend. She'll be poorly upset. Anyway, yes, so that is the tree. So Julia and I did a quick investigation around that, and then we had a quick look at the church, as you saw. Amazing inside the church. And what was interesting about the church is they had the heating on. And it was quite weird, because I've been in a few churches recently, and of course they're all stone cold. It's cold in here, isn't it? Phew, blimey. But there, I went here, I thought, it's very warm. And it's a very strange thing going into a church that's very warm. It suddenly made it so nice. Although, of course, I live in a house that doesn't have any heating, so I normally feel at home inside a church. Yeah. I'm a graven image too. Anyway, so that's coming up. That'll be one of the videos that I should be editing up. That's not the proper edited thing. I just knock that together so that I could play it in the show. But I hope you enjoyed that. That was quite jolly. So the other day, you may remember, when was it? Yesterday? Golly, the days are going so fast. I think it was yesterday. Martin Snow. Martin? Where is Martin Snow? Seen Martin. Oh yes, I saw him yesterday. We went to Mickle Grove. No, not Mickle Grove. Mickleham. I always get Mickle Grove because Mickle Grove or Michael Grove near Patcham. I get that a bit confused. Mickleham Priory. We went to Mickleham Priory. Martin and I. Martin in his orange car, herring across town and country, and I'm holding on like this, going, "Oh my God, Martin!" Because you know, in a small car, if you drive reasonably fast, it feels much faster, doesn't it? Yeah. You wouldn't think so, but it's the orange power. He fills it up with orange juice first thing in the morning, and he gets it going, and boom, like a bat out of hell. He tears across the A27 and wherever it was that we went to, which was the Mickleham Priory. Now, at Mickleham Priory, there was a leaflet exchange. You may say to yourself, what the hell is a leaflet exchange? And as I tried to explain yesterday, and not in coherent words, and probably not in similar coherent words tonight, I'm never terribly lucid, but I do my best, you know. Attractions get together, like, for example, Newhaven Fort, okay? Newhaven Fort, and they put a little table out, and they put all their leaflets and information about what goes on at Newhaven Fort, or, for example, perhaps St Mary's House and Gardens. That's another one. That's near Bramber, and so the idea is that people who have events or people who have, you know, groups, societies and those sort of things would come along and pick up all the leaflets and then try and sort of maybe plan a trip, get a bus together and go off and visit these things and get the committee committed to going and visiting these places. So it's a big sort of sales thing. But I was interested in going because it gave me an opportunity to go and talk to all these people and say, here, I'm the Bald Explorer. Any chance I can come along and visit with my little camera? You know, and they said, have you got any brochures? And because what I should have done is said, here it is. This is me. This is how I operate. I come merrily dancing along like some bloke doing an Irish jig, I think, there, with my bits and bobs, and I could come and film. So I picked up all the leaflets. So as I say, there's Mary's. This is a lovely Tudor house with gardens and stuff, and you go round. I thought that'd be interesting to many people. Shoreham Fort, of course. Now I've got some pictures here. Where are they? Hang on a minute. Here we go. No, not that one. Shoreham Fort. I managed to find. No, that's not it either. Where is Shoreham Fort? No. Oh, here we go. There's the inside. There's the inside of Shoreham Fort. Shoreham Fort is one of them. And because no, that's sorry, Newhaven Fort. What am I talking about? Shoreham Fort's the. And then, well, you know what I mean. And I thought it would be great to do. And I spoke to Gary Baines at Shoreham Fort, and I thought once I've been to Newhaven Fort, which is a bit bigger, as that picture showed, here it is again. I'm making a complete cock up there. So that's Newhaven Fort. So let's not get confused. And I thought we could do a little thing, you know, where I go to some of these places, find out what's going on. And for example, there's the Redoubt Fortress as well, in Eastbourne, and we could do the Fort Report. See what I did there? Thought that would be quite, you know, just a little bit. Get them to record something on their phones and go, hello Richard, this is Gary Baines here at Shoreham Fort. Today we're having such and such and such and such, and all the ice creams are free, so come on down. That sort of thing, and I could play it in. Anyway, that was the idea. Some of the other place, Coombs Farm, lovely farm, a lovely farm. You can go there and go round the farm and look at the cows and the sheep and all the other bits and pieces and the stuff that they get to. It nestles in actually just up from Lancing College, if you know where Lancing College is, just up from Shoreham Airport, up the little lanes towards Botolph. And the thing is, it's lambing at the moment, and I spoke to the lovely lady there, Jenny, and I said to Jenny, it would be lovely to come along and film, you know, some of the lambs being lambed and what you do, and do an interview and that sort of thing. And she said, yes, I'm definitely up for that. Bring your camera and do it soon, because we're in the lambing season. So I thought that would be amazing. So there, look at that. There we go. Visit the lambing yard at Coombs from March the 10th to April the 15th. You can see it there, newborn lambs. So that's marvellous. So I thought I'd go and do that. That would be great. There's other things like coming up soon, of course. We've been talking about bluebells, and at Arlington 2018, there it is. You can go and have a look at the bluebells. Of course, you can go and find them in the woods for free, but apparently there's yards and yards of this. And it would be interesting to interview people. And so I don't want to do it as adverts. I certainly don't want this just turn into me just promoting them for the sake of it. I want to find out more information. And so it's not a promotion. It's me sort of having a look and exploring things. So other places that we've got, places like, oh, what about this? Penshurst Place. There's look at that lovely big building. I'd love to find out who lived there, what went on there, who it was. Of course, they're open to the public, but I'm hoping to get in free. But not just those sort of things. For example, how about things like steam trains? There's plenty of these old steam train places. They would be great to go. See the world's oldest haunted house, allegedly, it says on here, as well as steam at Hollycombe. There's craft fairs. I was talking to these people who make pots, and I thought it'd be great to go and investigate, you know, some real craft people, and get them to make the Vobe a special pot that we can put up here on the thing, and get them to do all the turning and talk about it and tell us, you know, because I like interviewing people when they do interesting things. So that's another thing. There's another railway here, the EMSR, wherever that is. That's in Eastbourne. That's a miniature railway. I thought you've got to get the old Vobes on there with the GoPros whizzing round. That could be quite good. The Redoubt Fortress, I've said. What about Monk's House? Have a look round Monk's House. I had a chat with the National Trust and said it would be lovely there to go where Virginia Woolf stayed. It's a lovely house. Get permission. Get someone to talk about it. So these are the things I'm thinking of, because we've all heard of Bodiam Castle. It's a lovely castle. I've got a picture here of Bodiam Castle if you want to have a look at it. If I can find the sodding thing. There it is. No, that's hang on. That's Hever Castle, so that's another one. That's Hever Castle. I spoke to them and they were quite happy. But I'm trying to find Bodiam Castle. Where did I put Bodiam Castle? There we go. Look at this. This is your classic, lovely, beautiful castle. So I'd like to go around there, find out a bit about it. You know, obviously it is you scratch my back, I scratch your back. They get the promotion, but instead of just me going, hey, come to Bodiam Castle, it's great, fun for all the family. Yes, don't be late, and please shut the gate. That's what we hate. All right, mate. And any other things you can think that rhymes with that's what I ate. Bateman's, I don't know what Bateman's is. What is it? Oh, House and Grounds. Again, interesting places to go. Interesting, loads of them. Hever Castle, I said. Get somebody to take me round the Ashdown Forest and you know, and find out what's going on and all the interesting things. Not just a promotion. This place is like Drusilla's Park, of course. There's the Spa Valley Railway. The Spa Valley Railway. I've got a picture of that as well. Let me just show you the Spa Valley Railway. Here we are. I'd like to find out. That's at Tunbridge Wells, isn't it? And that's a volunteer thing. It'd be nice to go and take a trip on the train. The Vobes takes the train. Take the strain. The Vobes takes the train. That would be a good one. So many, ladies and gentlemen. There's so many. Too many here to. I mean, look. I've got the cards. I've got the details. So although I'm not going up to Harriet's, I can at least start getting my marketing hat on. And try and get out. Look at all these leaflets I've picked up. Places to go. So I'll be interested to see what you think. I mean, there's places like... Here's another one. Look at this. The South Downs Heritage Centre. Old tractors and talk to people who restore these things and pottery and engines. Here we go. Look at all this. As well as the walks, as well as visiting the villages, as well as the history, as well as everything I'm doing, as well as looking at trees, as well as all that, you know, the Vobes, the Bald explores. That's what he does. So that could be great. What do you think about that? Let's go and have a look and see what's happening in the chat room there and see if you like the idea or not. Adamant was my first love. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. Ashdown Forest is spectacular. Pooh Sticks Bridge for the kids. There we go. Bateman's where Rudyard Kipling lived. Thanks, Claire. We would like to see you in Kent. Ah, wait a minute. Wait. I have yeah. Wait. Hang on. Don't panic, Mr. Manring. What's on around Maidstone? That's in Kent. There's the yellow guide to flowers and gardens, open gardens, beautiful gardens all round Kent. Here we are. Hang on, I'll prove it. There's a map of Kent. Got some of that. So yes, Kent and Hampshire. You know, I want to spread my wings, ladies and gentlemen. Spread my little wings. So that's what I do. Kevin Hall says, I thought you would know which forte was, which I thought wrong. Right. Yes, we are in for some treats, says Anne. Petworth House and Park. Yes, if we just got to get the right contacts and sell the concept and the idea. It'd be great to come live from Petworth House, wouldn't it? On a summer's day, on the terrace there with the house behind. Get you know, and get a huge audience. I mean, it's all about building the audience. If I can build the audience. Then it would be fantastic because, you know, these places would open the doors if they thought loads and loads of people were coming, and then I could interview a few people, get the local historian in, and someone to talk about the deer park, and someone to talk about the lake, and Capability Brown when he did all that, and talk about the 3rd Earl of Egremont, and all those, you know, at Petworth House, or wherever it is, that sort of thing. It would be absolutely amazing. And I don't see why we can't. We just somehow... We've got to just try and get the Bald Explorer word out. And this leaves me to another little thing I was thinking about. Always the old thinking cap never comes off, you know. Even when I sleep, the thinking cap is working. I was thinking that we could, if you know, I don't know if any of you are on Instagram, but sometimes I mine the show for little clips from highlights, as it were, and I bung them on Instagram so that people, when they've got their little phones, here we go, let's see if I can do this live. Open the blooming key thing, get onto Instagram. Wait a minute, don't panic. Here we go. Where is it? Find Instagram. I'm doing this live, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak. Hang on, I need to just make sure I can see what's going on here. And so if I come into here, so here's I turned the volume off, haven't I? Hang on, wait, don't just talk amongst yourselves for a second. So here we go. The other day, I think it was my sister and I, we made up a song to the music of... So, if you haven't seen any, so I take highlights and... All right. I've got to try and remember. Yeah, try and remember it, Vobes. I've got to try and remember the song. Yeah. Oh, we were singing... I don't know how we got onto this. Yeah, what? But it was just changing the words a bit and being silly. Not that I... Of course, I am never silly. Never silly. No, never silly, no. Perfectly designed. Absolutely. Pages and pages of script. Yes, get on with it. It's taken me ages, a bit like Douglas Adams in a small room trying to knock out today's show. I have been pulling out follicles to get this absolutely perfect. But we would make up these songs, and one of them would be, you know, when you do something and you say, oh, well, I'm not sure I can do that because I've got to nip out and go. So this wasn't a highlight. This is obviously not a highlight. Come on, get on with it. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough, mate. Have you got tiny little fingers? Tiny little fingers. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, all right, shut up now. So I bung out a few of those, ladies and gentlemen, but I thought maybe I can bung out some other ones. But if I was to make some good ones and pick out some highlights of the show, so that they're going to be, 30 seconds or something. If I could get members of the group to share these highlights for the live show and for the walks on their timeline, so that more people got to see the show and came in, it would build up the audience, so that when I go to people like Petworth House or whoever and say, do you know what, we've got this many people, 25,000 people watch the Vobes every evening. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, might be 25 people really, but it would be great if we could do that, because then they'll open their arms and they'll say, yeah, no, that would be great, and then they would invite their people, and we could do an hour-long special live from these places, and it can only build. So that's one of my thoughts. So see what you think about that. If you've got any ideas, then do send them in and message me and all of that. That would be fantastic. Vobes on Vobes, says Elaine. Alex says, behind the times again, Bodium just gone up. Just gone up where? Oh, you've just gone up there. You've just gone up there. Oh, right, fair dues. Yes, Instagram can stream live. Yes, I have tried streaming with Instagram, and sort of on average I get like 3 people watching. I'd much rather do this because you've got more control. I've got the whole studio business. Rather than, I don't want to do the live thing where I'm just there with the phone going, hello, look, I'm live, and then you just sort of wobble it about and show people. I don't think people want to watch that. I think they want to watch something where they can interact, so that if you've got sort of, I don't know, the head gamekeeper, one of you guys can just sort of say, hey, and ask a question. We can take the question and say, look, Barry from North Hants wants to know why you have roe deer instead of fallow deer, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I think that the whole two-way conversation, then get somebody on Skype calling in going, hello mister, I wonder if you could cut the lawn, could you turn the noise down, I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, right, thanks. Anyway, perhaps that bit isn't the idea, but you know what I mean. So anyway, so there we go. That's you can see that I'm desperately trying, and I've got very trying, as they would say. Let's go and have a look inside the group and see what you've been posting, because that's the important thing. See what you guys have been up to, and I know you have been very busy. So Claire, you have been very busy. Claire Leach, you've been out looking at dew ponds. Which was very nice, and I've just lost the blooming page. There it is. I've got it. At Tescoom Tai. Is that how you pronounce it? Tescoom Tai? It looks very nice, and there's more pictures obviously there, and so it all gives me ideas for places for me to go. There's lots of pictures. Wendy Wakelin, you've been to Durford Woods near Rogate. Very nice around Rogate. All very nice around there. And you put a picture of looking up. The trees are looking splendid. Have you noticed the blossom? The blossom is coming to the trees. It's absolutely amazing. It's lovely, lovely time. Simon Brown, bless you, sir, up in Cambridgeshire. He's been out, because it's very flat round there. Very, very flat. He's been out mowing the lawn. With his bicycle. So he was saying it was a lovely day, and he's posted a picture in the group, which is rather good. And of course, here he is, the old devil himself. It's Kevin Hall, and he has been at where is that? Kerber Edge. I'm not quite sure where Kerber Edge, but it looks very rugged up round there. He says this is a picture from 2017, it's from last year. Kerber Edge. But, you know, that's a nice place, and I wouldn't mind going and investigating that. And Ed Warren, he has been doing some macro photography. Yes, there we are. Look, that's the inner workings of the Vobes brain. All those are little brain cells, every one representing a new idea that's just popped into his brain. Poor old sap. No, it's actually, of course, it's frog spawn, and I think he rescued it from a pond, and it's now from a puddle, and it's now in his garden. It's absolutely amazing. People are posting there all the time, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely lovely to see, and thank you very much. It's great to get those conversations going. One thing that we're trying to do is to get this meet-up, this walk and meet-up. Now, I know Claire said that she would first of all, Claire said, I could get involved, but I won't. I don't want to organise it because I work 20 million hours a week. And then she said, but if you make me admin, I might be able to sort something out. So now, of course, Claire's in charge. It may be that we have to do several of these things to get everybody happy and do them different places around Sussex. And of course, I grant that not everybody's local, and there are people across the pond, you know, across the Atlantic. There are people up north, there are people in different counties and those sort of things. And we need to build up more and more of those viewers so that actually then they're more incentive to sort of have a meet-up, so we could do the Lancashire meet-up and the Cambridgeshire meet-up, you know, when more people come on board. So we just need to get that sorted, because I just worry that time will come and you know, before we know it, we won't get a date. So I know Claire's working on it, but if you've got suggestions for places, maybe the first thing we need to do is just set a date and make the, you know, once we've got a date, worry about where it is, and then just see if everybody's free. And I'm guessing a weekend is probably the best time, that will mostly suit most people. So I don't know whether we want to set that in April or May. Entirely up to you. End of April, beginning of May, something like that. I know it gets a bit busy around that time because you've got May Day and bank holidays and things, and people get busy. But that's just a thought that I wanted to sort out. Car part lady. Oh yeah, we talked about my car. So how are we doing for time? I don't want to be here forever. Because it's been a long week and we did a long show yesterday. So I think that rounds up my little bit. But let's see what you're saying before I go. Kevin Hall is saying that Kerber Edge is in the Peak District. Now, yes, that's one of those places that I'm hoping that Georgie and I are going to go up to the Peak District. Be one of our mini adventures. Don't worry, we'll tell you all about that. So that may be in May. I've got to sort out with Georgie. Obviously, I want to prove to you that these mini adventures work, and that raising the money for the Glastonbury thing was a good idea, that it worked, that Julia and I worked our nuts off, and that we got lots of material and all of that before I, you know, plant the seed again on something else. I want to, you know, prove that we can do it. Claire is laughing her head off about the organisation. I can see that. Cynthia's saying, well done, Claire. Yes, it's I haven't had much chance to go into the group and see what's going on today, because I've been here all over. You know, my car has blown up, so or part of it, and I've been out filming, so I haven't had much of a chance. And then I've got to set up with the show and work out what to do. So sometimes if you're messaging me or whatever, sometimes I'm a bit, you know, don't think it's because I'm not interested. It's just that I am. But some days are obviously busier than a longer show, please, says Elaine Brett. Don't you have other things to do with your lives than sit there? I mean, you get enough. If you're a patron of the Vobes, you get the Naked Englishman podcast every day. Did I do one today? Oh yeah, I did one. You get the walk every day. But certainly Monday to Friday, and then you get the live show. Aren't you sick and tired of looking at the Vobes, listening to the Vobes? Surely there must be something else in your life, other things besides that. Anne says, very good show, Richard. You are a star. Thank you very much. Do try very hard, as I'm sure you appreciate. Claire says she's setting up a pole. Well, that's very nice. Is it a greasy one? And will we all be climbing it when we... Oh, maybe it's a Mayday pole. Maybe we'll all be dancing around the old Mayday. That's very traditional. Love all the traditions and stuff. Mark Green says, how about the Miller's Tomb? Oh, we could go down there and have something to eat, couldn't we? Bring a torch. Might be a bit dark in there. Not been up there. Russell McDonald Bell says, no, but I'm not don't know what he's saying no to. Maybe he's just saying, no, I don't have anything else in my life. Well, clearly, he's revoking his BBC licence. Do you know, I'm actually, seriously, I'm thinking... in September, when it's time to renew my BBC licence, I don't watch the television. I haven't watched the television for years now. I do pay the licence because I listen to Radio 4 quite a bit, but you don't need a licence to listen to the radio. And I don't even now watch the iPlayer anymore. I don't have a life anymore. This is what I love doing, and I'm read books. And I'm out filming with guests and on my own, and then I'm talking to you all. Who needs the telly? Who needs that? Who needs passive stuff? What I love about this is not just is it me talking to you, but you guys are talking back and to each other. And television doesn't do that. As I listened to Jordan Peterson on a YouTube video, and he said television is dying because YouTube and Facebook, they do what television does, and they offer so much more. And television, I think, is although they can have all the budgets and do these big blockbusters, but their reach is so broad that so much of it is dumbed right down. Of course, on this show, it's all dumbed down. This is a dumb man here, and I bet you wish I was dumb and just zip it. But www.zipit. Yeah. Anyway. They say they hadn't had enough. Philip Scarborough, he says, #Vobite. Lovely to see you, Philip Scarborough. And one of these days, Philip, I am coming over to Mississippi because we've had communications with each other for donkey's years now. And I'm so desperate to shake your hand, young man. He's a filmmaker. He's he is a talented filmmaker as opposed to me, who's just, a bit of a novice filmmaker, really. But Philip Scarborough, whose I can't remember how many generations ago, was it like great-great-grandfathers, came from Scarborough. And one day I was filming, I happened to go to Scarborough, and Philip said, my whatever generation it was, grandfather, came from Scarborough. Will you take some pictures if you go up there? And I did. And it was fantastic. It was so nice to be able to go and click, take a picture of the castle on the hill, and then the heart. There's two sort of sides to it because it's on a sort of triangle thing, and go round the harbour at Scarborough and be able to send them on to somebody who's been brought up in America, and yet his distant relations rowed across, in whenever it was 1653 or whatever, rowed across with the Pilgrim Fathers and set up shop. It was so nice. This is what I love about this. These are sort of things you don't get that on the television, do you? Some famous person who everybody knows, and of course they're being paid millions. This is all from the heart, ladies and gentlemen, all from the heart. J.M. Rogers says, hi Baldy from Port Glasgow. Port Glasgow, is that in Scotland? Is that Glasgow in Scotland? Or is Port Glasgow a name of somewhere else? I'd be interested to know that, actually. Elaine says, I want mine back. I'm not quite sure what it is that she wants back, but she wants it back. Oh, 1672. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. There we go. See, this is great. Instant communication across the Atlantic, ladies and gentlemen, down past the Mississippi into good old Jackson. Is it Jackson? Jacksonville, if I remember that right. So one day we will be shaking hands. That would be lovely. Give it to Vobes, my TV feed. Oh yes, there you are. Give it to me. Top man. So this is all great. Yeah. Hi, Nikki Jess is hi Richard. Evening. Sorry to be Simon Brown. We've shown your photograph, your lovely photo, Simon Brown, in Cambridgeshire. I'm going to quickly find it now because Simon Brown just happens to. Simon Brown is one of my hang on. He's one of my very long listeners. I think he with Charles Stell, Philip Scarborough, and a couple of others. They all joined in on day one in 2005 when we first did the Vobes show. There it is. Look, there's your picture. Internationally famous now, and so once you become a Vobite, there is no escaping. There is no escaping the bald man with glasses. I'm so sorry, the Vobie one-eyed Kenobi. Yeah, feel the force of the Vobes. You get the vibes from the Vobes, It's all absolute nonsense. Anyway, listen, leave them wanting more is the adage. Leave them wanting more. So all the time you want more, you know, I must go. I must go. I can't do long shows. Alex says, comments are moving, but Vobes has frozen. Oh, have I frozen? Can you hear me? J.M. Rogers says, yes, it's 25 miles west of beside Greenock. Greenock? I'm sorry the picture is frozen. I better just nip off. It's a bit pointless carrying on if I've frozen with this awful pained expression. Thank you, Alex, for letting me know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute joy. I will see you on Monday. If you can still hear me, I will see you on Monday. But in the meantime... Sorry, slightly confused now because it's thrown, because I don't know whether you can hear me or not. But let's hope so. But until Monday then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Look after yourselves. And I will see you then. Take care. Have fun. There'll be more walks and stuff. I'm bound to bung something up over the weekend. No idea what it is. You know what I mean. I'll be at home fiddling and... So I'll see you then. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.